8-string Agile Instruments 25-27, 25-inch scale length for the high E string, 27-inch scale length for the low E string. A lot of people asked about how the guitar is now that I've had it for 3 months, and that's what this re-review is about. First thing I think was turned out to be a little more annoying than I thought, was that the high E string for some reason is not captured well by the built-in piezo pickup, and the low E string as well. That was mentioned in the first review. Turned out to be a little more annoying than I thought. The fan frets still feel absolutely fine, no problem at all. You just adapt to it right away. You don't even know that they're fanned really. A couple things that we found are that the tuning pegs up here are plastic, and so are the screws. Not a big deal. Sorry, the screws are metal. The worm gear is plastic. Not really a big deal. If you're gonna go cheap on something on an instrument, that's the where you would probably want to do it. I still love the built-in electronic tuner and all that features. The one thing that bothers me was that with most classical guitars, there's no adjustment for the action, and when I play up high, I get a lot of string buzz on my low string. And so it's really only the lowest string. I'll probably have to figure out some way to shape that to get it a little bit higher. I could relieve the action a little bit since it has a truss rod, but that would make all the other string actions higher, and kind of like it the way it is. So those are just some of the minor things that I could quibble about with this instrument. Really, for the price, $500 and something, it's phenomenal. I'm just having a great time playing it. The funny thing is the neck is so wide, I went back to a standard acoustic and it felt like I was holding onto a broom handle. I just couldn't believe how thin it felt. This thing just really, it's just so wide, you're not used to it, but you get used to it pretty fast, and then when you switch back, everything else feels really skinny. Another aspect of the instrument is that you're trying to make these low bass notes with these strings here, 27-inch long bass string on the low E. You sort of wonder what it would sound like if the body was a little bit bigger, give you a more robust tone, maybe like the Ibanez 8-string Classic. But I'm afraid to give up the fan frets because, if this string was 2 inches shorter, because the frets are straight, I don't know what it would sound like. I'm just afraid it would be a little flabby or muted or whatever. So I'm really loath to give up the extra long length on the low E string. And as for the tuning, I have found that low E having the extra, I got the regular tuning and then a low B and low E. I found that really useful, even though the instrument came as a low F sharp, but I feel like I just know where these notes are a lot better because it's the same as what would be the standard E string on a 6-string guitar. It's a lot easier for me to keep track of what the notes are. One other thing we noticed on here is around the sound hole. Not surprisingly, that's just a decal. It's not an inlay. That's another thing you do to save money. And also the perfing around the edge here is also a decal. Not a big deal. Again, if you're going to give up something on the instrument, give that up. It's not really helping their sound at all.